refer to.
You got medals for, say that again? Pacific Victory?
Victory medal, yeah. If you were fought the Japanese in the South Pacific, you got that area for being in that area, any area against the Japanese, you deserve that medal.
Okay.
And I even forget what they are up there.
That's
I
right.
can tell you.
And you were a tail gunner in a
B-25. In the Navy, we came under the Navy regs.
Okay.
A B-25 is the Army designation for that plane. When they transferred some of those old Army B-25s to the Navy, because the Navy never had bombers like that, they all had fighter planes or single-engine dive bombers.
Oh, okay, I follow you.
So then the Marines, the Navy, the Marines, they commissioned, well, the first two they commissioned, I got in the second one, 413 and 423.
Those were the numbers?
I was assigned to 23 when they first started the B-25s, and they were called PBJs. That's the Navy designation.
Peanut butter and jellies?
Yeah, that's a good way to remember it. Yeah.
PBJs.
PBJs.
And they were they were
bombers and strafers. We did medium altitude bombing, what we call high altitude bombing, which is only about 10,000 feet, because above that you got to have an oxygen mask on.
Okay. I was going to ask you that because, well, when you said that you knocked out the shell to your gunning turret where you were,
we didn't go.
You weren't high enough to need
pressurized cabins.
Yep.
No. 10,000 feet was generally our 8,000, 10,000 feet was the highest that we could go. Otherwise, you'd be.
Yeah. Yeah. And you'd sit back there for up to 3 hours?
Freeze my ass, too. There's no heat back there.
Oh, you were about to tell me. You were taking off from Iceland.
No.
You would leave from Green
Island.
Green Island.
It was Jesus, I wish I had that map.
Oh, that's all right. So you went from Green Island into, where were your missions run?
New Britain Island. Japanese had this big harbor, like Pearl Harbor. We used to call it the Japanese Pearl Harbor. They had 5 fighter plane strips around that thing, and they used to bring in all our equipment with U-boats, with submarines or ships. It was a great big harbor, and our job was to keep the Japs in that spot and not get any more equipment, gasoline, bullets, whatever.
Cut them off from
Food.
all their supplies.
Yeah, it was a regular city.
Wow.
And we used to have a lot of missions over there. But then they had other islands around that. One was called New Ireland. It was a big, long island. And it was just so many, I don't know how many miles from the harbor on this island. New Britain Island was a big island.
New Frog Island?
I don't remember any Frog Islands. You know where Frog Island is?
I don't know, Joey. Where is Frog Island?
Oh, just above Mechanicsville.
Ah.
They call it Frog Island.
The old paper mill used to be?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, right down in that area in the back is what they call Frog Island. It's a little village, like, attached to the Mechanicsville.
Yep.
Frog Island. But Green Island, you can't even find it on a map, hardly.
It's that small.
That was just west of Bougainville Island. Bougainville.
When, at what time of the day did you guys run your missions? At night?
Day and night.
Day and, it didn't matter. When they called and said, you guys got to go.
Yeah, you go out there at night. When we first started, that was quite an experience. You're flying over this goddamn Japanese harbor, and you're looking for whatever your mission was, to bomb, whatever what. All of a sudden...
You see the flak coming up?
No, you saw the floodlights, spotlights.
They were looking for you guys.
Looking for you. Those things would be so bright you could read a book up in the airplane.
Fred, you must have been shitting your pants when you saw
Well,
those.
at first I was, yeah. The first daylight raid I went on was in over Bougainville. You've heard of that, right?
No, Bougainville.
The famous Marine battle
On the islands?
Have you heard of Patty Boyington? You heard of Patty Boyington?
Famous Marine fighter pilot got shot down. Pappy Boyington?
I'm just learning all it now. I'm starting to research all that stuff now.
Pappy Boyington and who was the other guy? There was two pilots. We looked for them when they got shot down because they got shot down in our area.
You were on a recon mission to try to find them?
Yeah. You know, we weren't the only ones, but they send planes out and you grid the ocean, you know, looking for him.
Oh.
But he got picked up by a Japanese sub and he spent a lot of time in prison before the Americans came over and got him loose, you know. And what was the other one? God damn. My mind is just going...
That was a long time ago, Fred. What was that, over 70 years ago?
Yes.
I can't remember what I had for breakfast, and you're trying to remember stuff that happened 70 years ago.
Those medals I got up there, I got them 60 years after I earned them.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So you just got those within the last 5-10 years?
10 years.
Oh, wow.
They had a ceremony down in American Legion when they got the Distinguished Flying Cross and the Air Medals.
Oh, that's awesome.
They sent a squad of Marines up from New York.
Did they?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that must have been great.
And I think he was a major or a colonel. Who was in charge of the recruiting district in New York City.
Okay.
They all came up to the American Legion up here, had the flags out, and 6 guys, you know, with the. I had a chance when they finally gave me the medals. It took 2 years for me to even get them. After I find out that I earned them, you know.
How did you find out that you earned them? Oh, just from remembering stuff that you had done.
That I did, but you got to have records. I had to have anybody that flew. Each person had his own logbook. And you're supposed to keep track.
Not just the pilot.
No,
everybody on the plane.
Yes. Well, I never.
You probably logged how many rounds went through your.
No, not that. You just
not that detailed.
You had to know the number of the plane, the pilot, and the co-pilot that flew it.
And you were a 223 PBJ. No.
No, well, it was a PBJ, but the 423 was the squadron number. Every plane has a serial number.
Okay.
That's how they identify which plane you flew, you know.
Yep. And yours was 423?
Well,
Yeah, and what was your number?
My squadron was 423. That's not in my... wouldn't be in your logbook.
Oh, okay.
But the plane itself has a number. It tells you...
Do you remember what that number was?
No.
Yeah.
Don't they call all those medals fruit salad? Call them fruit salad.
Fruit salad?
Fruit salad.
Yeah, this is the fruit. This is what they call fruit salad right here. Did you ever see some of those generals and that on TV? Christ.
Where do they get them all?
8 or 10 rows, you know?
I know.
I'm amazed when I look at that. I say, God damn. Yeah, I can't remember what every one is worth except when I look at it.
I can't believe you had to kneel down on your knees
Yeah.
with a little tiny bicycle seat stuffed in between your legs.
Yeah.
And that's how you were stationed for the whole mission. When you took off from the ground, out to run your mission, and then come back.
Yeah.
Up to sometimes as long as 3 to 4 hours you had to sit like that? Wow.
Whenever we went out on what they call submarine searches,
Yeah?
or looking for somebody, that you might be out there 4 or 5 hours.
Your knees, you probably couldn't wait to get out of that stinking little bubble.
All I could think about was a hot cup of coffee when I get back to the PX, or not the PX, but the.
How about a cold bottle of beer?
No, well we had that, but I was freezing up there.
Oh, I bet.
Well, I mean,
With the front, when you knocked the front of the thing out of there so you could move your
Yeah.
Your 50 caliber gun. I bet the wind was whipping through there like nobody's business.
The wind is going over you. Because it was plexiglass or metal on the back of your head.
Oh, okay.
Like a little bubble, you know? But then it was cut off at the end of the tail.
Oh, right, because you're looking out the tail of the plane.
Yeah, you're like sucks the inside air out.
Yeah.
So I didn't get a lot of air. You stick your hand out there and it'll blow it off.
Yeah.
From the slipstream, you know?
Oh, yeah. Oh, geez, how fast do those planes go?
Today's speed, nothing, hardly.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. A couple 100 miles an hour, maybe. Today you're talking about 1,000 miles an hour. Jet planes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Those guys have to have pressurized cabins and oxygen masks and everything, you know.
Yeah.
It's like the ground soldiers today, the Marines and the Army and that.
Yeah.
You see all that equipment those poor guys carry in a desert.
Hot
heat. Jesus, right. I just can't imagine.
Gritty sand.
Yeah.
Could you imagine trying to keeping your equipment and weaponry systems running with all that
awful.
fine
I
grit
look at
sand?
these poor guys, and they ought to get a medal just for being over there, let alone getting shot at.
Just for voluntarily enlisting.
Yeah, and today, all our service people are volunteers. There's no
draft like you will.
No draft like you will.
Yeah.
There's certain people out there looking for. We ought to start the draft up again. I say if you can get enough guys to volunteer, why do you want to force somebody to go in there who don't want to go?
Yeah, I agree.
But you know, it's like anything else. You run out of supplies after a while.
Fred, I gotta get going because I gotta. My wife's gonna be.